Day 2 of our 90 days zero sugar challenge. I want to appreciate those that started with us yesterday. And today is our day 2. Still, I'm calling upon everyone to join this challenge so that we can be able to change our lives and live healthier, better lives. Today, I'm with Sautu Ruche Jr. and I want him to share with us why is it important to be in this 90 days of the zero sugar challenge.
This is a question for everyone watching us or listening to us at this time. Today morning, I believe everyone took tea, maybe milk, or chai mukaro, or porridge. How many spoons of sugar did you put in that tea? 1, 2 spoons, or you don't want me to judge you? That is a question that you will answer in the comment section. We all love sugars, but I want to tell you that this sugar will kill you politely. What a betrayal. The thing that you love the most to be the one to put the final nail in your coffin. Today, we are giving you a brief introduction on diabetes mellitus and why we came out with the 90 days of zero sugar challenge. If you want to get started with us, or if you want to start with us, the time is still there. You can start now. This is what you're going to do. Take your kilograms and note them somewhere. Have your blood glucose checked and note it somewhere. And then we start. And we see after 90 days of this challenge, how are we going to be in terms of our body weight and our blood sugars. Like I say, we are talking about diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus, bwebuno obulwadde bwenyinza okuyita obulwadde bwa sukaali mu lulimi lwaffe Oluganda, oba endwala ya sukaali mu lulimi lw'oluyita Olunyankole. This diabetes mellitus is one of the conditions, or is one of the metabolic disorders that we talked about previously, but we want to slow more light on it because why? If you check on all these health facilities, let them be government facilities, they all have what we call diabetic clinics, but on their days they are always full. Many patients go back home not worked on because why? The patients are very many. Diabetic patients are very many. Almost 500 million people are having diabetes worldwide. That is a very big number. That is why we are here as Bramu Home Doctors and my fellow Musao to talk about diabetes mellitus. This condition, why we decided to talk about it in this very period of our 90 days of sugar challenge, is that it results from too much glucose or too much sugars in our blood for a long time. And eventually, we develop what we call that disease, the diabetes mellitus, oba obulwadde bwa sukaali obwo. Obulwadde bwa sukaali obwo nga bwe mbanyonyodde, oba they will have told you, it comes from that long-standing too much glucose in our blood. Most especially, we have what we call our hormone that is supposed to regulate those blood sugars in our blood, which we call insulin hormone. So in diabetes mellitus, we either have insulin in its right amounts, or we don't have insulin at all in our body. So this insulin is the one that is responsible for the regulation of our blood glucose. We have two types of diabetes mellitus. Type 1, which accounts for 5 to 10% of cases of diabetes. It is where we have a problem with our organ that is supposed to produce that insulin, which is the pancreas. Its cells, it's destroyed either by cancer cells or an autoimmune disease, and we no longer have the production of insulin. And at the end, we have too much glucose in our blood because we have nothing like insulin to help us draw that glucose from our bloodstream to our cells to be used as cellular energy or to be stored for future use.
These people will always depend on insulin.
True. And in type 2 diabetes, which is the most common one, accounting for almost 90 to 95% of these cases, here we have insulin, but the issue is that it is no longer doing its designated work. We have what we call insulin resistance. The receptors that are supposed to, where insulin is supposed to attach, can no longer accept insulin to attach onto them to be able to grow that glucose molecules or those glucose molecules into our cells to be used as energy and to be stored. So here insulin is there, but it's just there living free like it owns the what? Like it owns the place. So the main issue here is glucose. They are sugars. And the second thing is insulin. We can either have no insulin or we can have insulin, but the receptors are no longer accepting insulin to attach them, and we have insulin resistance. So at the end, we have too much glucose in our blood, which will lead us to having diabetes mellitus. I believe that is enough of an introduction. And in our next episodes, we want to talk about the prevention measures that we can employ, the guidelines that we can follow in these 90 days of our zero sugar challenge. You people out there who are watching us right now, you are very lucky because you now know. And if you do not take this message serious, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. Trust me, in your 50s, in your 60s, we shall treat you of diabetes. Small habits, small healthy habits, if started early, they can cause a very big difference in future. So the time is now. Let's start together. We are in this challenge together. Thank you for listening to us. Wait for our next episode that shall be on guidelines and the preventive measures we can follow to prevent ourselves from getting diabetes mellitus in the future.
Thank you so much. That has been our day 2. See you tomorrow on our day 3. Mind about what you put on your plate today. See you.